Good evening. This is Ryan Wickle Reviews, and I'm coming back here with the review slash discussion of episode 208, which is the 8th episode, season 2, season 8, season 2, episode 8, Hell's Kitchen. This one coming out July 31st, 2006, coming right off the back of Garrett's elimination. Yeah. Back, it's the final four. And my final four, I thought in this final four, it's a little bit more mixed than last season. Because, yeah, you got Heather and you got Keith, who are both great. You got Virginia and Sarah, neither of which are very good. And both of which have been nominated a bunch of times and just kind of narrowly escaped it. But somehow kept around. Last season, Ralph, Michael, and even Jessica, I think were solid. And Elise was great. She just got teamed up on. I'd say maybe Jessica was the weakest there. This season has some really great, like 2 really great people and 2 not great people. But yeah, going on. First challenge of Final Four is a food truck challenge for the construction workers, which I think is cool. The winner, what makes this interesting, the winner of this is granted immunity. Which I think is their Hell's Kitchen attempt to feed off the fame of Survivor. This came right in between Survivor Panama and Cook Islands, so they were really hot right there. There's about 17 million viewers in those seasons. So yeah, I think this immunity thing, even just using immunity, I don't even know. It's like there's other, even though it's like a broad word, it's pretty clear what they're trying to do here. Virginia receives half the votes of the construction workers, which earns her immunity. Even just saying that makes it sound like Survivor. Yeah. Food truck challenge is alright. I enjoy it. It's like a little bit more take on make something. She goes on a shopping trip with Ramsey as a ward to, they have sort of a brand deal with this place, Sur La Table, because they go here a bunch of times. They're like, oh my god, Sur La Table is incredible. So they must have some sort of sponsor worked out with it. Or at least that's what I think. The losers have to prep crab, which ain't that bad. And the remaining 4 of them, while they're pretty pissed at Virginia. So they plot to kind of let her fail during service. Exactly what they did in the Final Four last season. Except last time it was 3 pro chefs teaming up on Elise, a mother of 6 with no professional experience. This time they're dealing with Virginia, who I don't care for, to be brutally honest with you. She has not a great attitude, she's not very nice. Elise was great, she was super sweet and caring. Virginia, I don't care about. It's really not that bad, because she's like a professional chef, or at least like a salad chef. She hasn't been nice to anyone, anyways. Going back into, oh yeah, so reward is fine. Immunity's a little interesting, but totally trying to copy off Survivor. And the punishment is a little boring, but it more just serves for what the plan that happens during it. During service, Virginia's doing a moose bouche. Sarah and Keith are on apps, and they get them out like incredibly fast, like unbelievably. They move on to entree after only 30 minutes, which is great. And as soon as that happens, they start getting tables. Virginia's already lost on garnish. She's holding up the kitchen. It did not take long for her to fall off, especially starting from such a strong start. Keith and Sarah both make some small mistakes on an entree. I think that regarding the VIP table, that helps them back a little bit. Keith had some spaghetti. It wasn't cooked all the way, so he puts it back, he reboils it. Sarah had some meat that wasn't cooked all the way through. Their fish, because she was on fish tonight. And after that, Sarah runs out of salmon, like, really fast into service. Which either means she didn't prep well, and she just, you know, like, didn't prep her station enough, or whoever did, or she just went through a ton of salmon really quickly, which shouldn't happen. So he's like, John Philippe, can we serve them turbo instead? And Ramsey's chewing her out, and she's fighting back against him, and it doesn't ever work out well. So that was a terrible mess for Sarah, who, again, I don't care for. I think she's not a great person. She's consistently been really rude and condescending to everyone, and cheers for like mistakes and whatnot. So it never makes me too mad when she gets chewed out. Virginia is communicating poorly on Heather, who's on meat, and she's on garnish again. The timing's all wrong. She's getting held back. At one point, Heather sends out a perfect meat, while Virginia's peas are burnt and whatnot. Her garnishes are very poor. Continuing, Virginia burns the cabbage, and this was the final straw. Ramsey takes away her immunity. She made so many mistakes that night that her immunity got taken away. She made the first ever contestant to get an immunity, and then also the first contestant to lose immunity. Same night. It's just really hilarious. Because even I'll agree, Virginia is good at the challenges. She has a great palate. She can make some good things, but she not great on the line, unfortunately. So she burns the cabbage, takes away immunity, and miraculously after this they finish service 2 nights in a row. Which is, I guess, pretty good for this point in Hell's Kitchen's life. But yeah, I know Ramsey's a little happy about that, but he's still pissed about Virginia, Sarah. Heather was great all night, so she gets the MVP. Best to worst, I guess, but it wasn't really a worst. So anyways, she gets MVP for having like a near perfect service, which I'm really glad she gets some recognition for how solid she is. I guess you can call it best to worst, but yeah, whatever. So she nominates Virginia and Sarah, which makes sense. She's really heavily aligned with Keith. They're both big pals. They're on the blue team together. They're really close. Have a great friendship. And Keith only had like a few small mistakes. Maybe like one small mistake. So it really makes sense. Virginia and Sarah. Virginia, bad communication all night, making a lot of mistakes, been really unorganized on garnish. Sarah, unorganized on fish, bad communication. It's really a toss-up. But Sarah goes, which is interesting because she was only nominated once before. Out of all her nominations, Virginia, on the other hand, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is her 5th time nominated, which is nuts. So, yeah. So Sarah goes home. And yeah. I can't remember what Ramsey said about her. Let me just check that. He says she's not good enough as a cook. She made a lot of simple mistakes. Definitely didn't merit to win her own restaurants. Hello, sweetheart. Kiss my grits. So yeah, she just deemed her not fit. Because that's like, I don't know if it's larger or worse, the prize in these seasons. Because you get your own restaurant, or do you become executive head chef, whatever, at one of Ramsey's restaurants? It's, yeah, I mean, because a restaurant is huge responsibility, but the head chef at Ramsey has a lot of prestige that comes with it, so it's a toss-up. I think there's more management involved in owning your own restaurant, so I guess organization is a lot more important, which makes me think that more about Petrosa's loss in season 4, but whatever, that's not important right now. But yeah, Entertaining, the immunity thing. I don't remember if this comes back much. um, I really like. I mean, I'm scouring that wiki right now for anything. Oh, season 11, episode 14. Yeah, there was an individual challenge for immunity, and it was left on a cliffhanger. Classic, this era's Hell's Kitchen. Let me just dive into that a little more. John's dish was the best, and Cindy just lost by an edge. And John was immune. Not that he needs it. He was like the best, most consistent person on that season. But yeah. If even I go to contestant progress, John was never nominated. Janelle was nominated once. Mary was nominated 4 times. Cindy was nominated 3 times. Susan was nominated 4 times. Yeah, it's John. I maybe should have won it, but whatever. I was getting off track again. The season was good. The episode was good. Immunity was interesting as a first thing, and it was amusing how Virginia lost it. That's the final verdict.